Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Sunny here, and today we got the global lab update on Friday the 5th. This patch will be out next maintenance, so that should be June the 11th. And we do have the PvE class balance in here. I'm gonna do just a read through because it's gonna take a long time. I'll of course have timestamps and everything for the different classes, but let's get to it. Let's see what's actually in here. Yes. I think this is the English version. Yeah. As announced in the update from the last week of May, class PvE balance adjustments are underway. As previously explained, with the Arena of Solar entering the latter half of its season, we will focus PvP related we'll focus PvP related updates on maintaining the current flow as much as possible. However, please note that we may still adjust skill combos or cooldowns to take necessary improvements with minimal impact to PvP. Okay, so yeah, sometimes things affect PvP, and sometimes some classes need some buffs in PvP as well, right? Two birds with one stone. To start, we have made PvE balance adjustments for several classes today, and with this update, class balance with lower PvE damage, classes with lower PvE damage to narrow the overall damage gap. Is this a translated version I'm reading? Yeah. Some PvE balance adjustments were made for several classes. This adjustment is a buff for classes with low PvE damage output, aiming at narrowing disparity PvE across. Okay, thank God. This was what was that? I've said it before going into this. I really hope that PA only buffs in PvE this time around. I don't think there's any reason whatsoever for any PvE nerfs. I don't want to see any of these like, oh, build buff here. No, just raw PvE buffs for the class that needs it. That's what I'm hoping to see. Additionally, further balance adjustments are being prepared to address class survivability, stability, grind fatigue, and difficulty. We will introduce these as soon as they are ready. Furthermore, we're also examining classes that pose sufficient damage but have issues with structural elements outside of damage output, such as composition. Since adjusting these aspects inevitably impact PvP balance, we plan to update these classes. Oh, when the PvP content season is not in progress. Okay. We'll do our best to prepare, enjoy content. So, I guess the TLDR is some classes are not going to get PvE changes now, even though they will get them, because those changes involve stuff that affects PvP. That's the way I'm reading this. So yeah, it looks like probably just damage first, and then they'll do cooldowns, things like that, after AOS ends, and I believe it ends the 25th? Yeah, Thursday the 25th of June, right? That actually makes a lot of sense. I was not expecting that. Yeah, so interesting. Well, let's see what they're doing. Succession Ranger. It has now been changed so that you can only fire after gathering is complete. Changed so that the action cannot be cancelled by right-clicking. Now to cancel technology, you must use a different technology. So you gotta use a different skill. Tearing arrow on suck. Wouldn't this be like a PvP nerf though? Not being able to cancel a bit. I'm not sure how this like actually functions on the class. I don't know everything. But let me know, guys, in the comments or in chat here. Swirling Wind changed so that when chaining after the breath-tearing arrow, it always follows up with the motion of firing in place. Additionally, it's been changed so that it does not activate with just right-click input. It will always activate only when left-click plus right-click or shift plus right-click input. This is good or bad. PvE damage changes. Oh my. So let's take a quick look at the numbers here. 27. That's a 30% damage increase. 29. 29% damage increase in PvE. It should be the same in PvP. Wow. This is double damage and 100% crit rate? So this is a gathering shot. It does need love in PvE. This is big changes, man. This is double damage, right? Literally double damage. And 100% crit rate when full gathered on charge of wind. The breath-tearing arrow. 5k, one hitter. Before charge complete, 7 hits. I guess this is a buff. I guess like unifying it, but a buff either way. Okay. This one here is getting a 10% damage buff, it looks. It might actually be a bit more than 10%. Yeah, like 10% on this one, and then this one looks to be 40% damage or so on the last hit. Okay, and here we got, wow, this is 250% damage increase, what? Well, okay, it's a 2 hit, it's a super low, whatever, right? Who cares? It's a 7k hit, who cares? Yeah, no, this actually is like worth using. If this is a quick shot, then that's fine. DPS. This is useless. Yeah, and same here. It's like 800 more damage. Okay, cool. And recreation cooldown has been changed from 11 seconds to 7 seconds on awakening. I need to find out what that is. Okay, view classes. Yeah, regeneration. Oh, that's a KD. Isn't that the one you call as well? No, you can't. Oh, you can't call that. Which one is it? Yeah, that's a stab in the. Okay. So that's pretty good. That's a big cooldown reduction. From 11 to 7 seconds. And obviously that would be helping in PvP as well. And like it's an unprotected KD, right? But most likely you're gonna have that up in PvP regardless, right? But that for PvE, that's pretty good. That's really good. That's yeah, 20k damage. Plus the Seed of Nature. Okay. I think this looks pretty good. Let's see, Berserker. Is it only PvE KD? No, it's also PvP KD. But yeah, it's a good PvE ability because it's unprotected, right? So like the cooldown reduction doesn't really matter, I would say, for PvP, right? But yeah, that's a great damage for PvE. Berserker Succession. Oh my God, the dog is having a field day right now. All right. The choice buff. Predatory Hunt is getting 10% damage increase. Let me see here real quick. Let's see here.
Hey, you got a permit for those guns?
490, 5623.
Permit right here.
Let's try that again. 5. So yeah, that's a 15% damage buff on the first one, and the second part, Final Strike. Let me just check real quick. I should have a spreadsheet for this in the future, but yeah. 9461. That's 14, so 15% and 14% damage increase. And that also affects the Falling Rock. And Frenzy Destroyer is getting around 10% damage increase. Fierce Attack is getting, I want to say 11-12% damage increase. And Beastie Winds is getting a 10% damage increase. Lightning is getting a 20% damage increase. And Ancient Wave is getting a 10% damage increase. Devastation is getting a 10% damage increase. And Reign of Terror is getting around 10% as well. Okay. That seems pretty good. Now, that is a Woosa icon. Let's take a look. Succession Woosa is finally getting a buff. It's a buff. It's not. It's incredible. Incredible. Woosa went from being the PvE class in the game, the absolute #1 top tier meta, everyone played it, everyone had a Woosa ult, to being one of the absolute worst classes. And what happened was, historically, for people that don't know, PA did a PvE patch where several PvE patches where the goal was to buff classes up to the level of Woosa. They didn't even nerf Woosa. They just power crept PvE so much that Woosa went from being the #1 to being Gabonzo. So deserved. I am happy to see this. Let's see what they're doing. Please be good. Please be good. Shower is getting, is that 20%? That is over 20% damage increase on the shower. Sweeping Winds is getting that 20% as well. Dark Cloud is getting, that's 20% as well. It's just getting 20% damage buffs? Dude, this shows how terrible the class was. 20% damage buffs across the line, it looks like. That is wild. Yeah, this is like, let's see, that's like 18%. This is around 20%. That's 20%. This is 15%-ish. Oh, that's 18%, sorry. Like 18%. This here is 18% as well, roughly. Butterfly, it's like 8%. And here we got a 10%er. That's a lot of damage. If Woosa isn't back in PvE after these numbers, that would be crazy. This looks so good. Thank God, PA. This is what I wanted to see. No nerfs, just actually buffs, raw buffs to the classes that needs it in PvE. Yes, dude. Oh my. Oh my. Maegu is actually a decent grinder. It's good in some places, but it could definitely take a bit of love from what it used to be, right? Here we go. Maegu getting love as well. Yeah, it's I've got like maybe 10% here. Okay, this looks like 10% damage buff on Fox Spirit. Claw is getting. This is like a lot. Let me do the math on this one. That's a lot. Holy, that's almost double damage. That's a 75% damage increase. 75%. Spirit Throw is 15%. 12-15%. Again, I'm just like, I'm pretty on par normally with the numbers here. Like I know my percentages sometimes. This here is 40% damage increase. That's 40% damaging. What? Wait, what? This is 40% damage increase as well, right? This is a 50% damage increase. Whirlwind is getting a 30% damage increase? There's no way. This can't be right. Flower Mask is getting a 40% damage increase also? Like a 50%? 40%? I think it's 40%. Lantern is getting 40%? No way. 40%? This can't be right. Sudden Death here is getting a 50% or like 40% as well. It's also 40%. This looks like 40% as well. Is this also 40%? This is also 40%. Woosa got 40% damage buffs across the board? Am I going insane? Isn't Maegu better than Woosa in PvE right now? I see a lot of people grinding on Maegu at endgame. like damage, but not 40% damage. I was like, yeah, 10%, that's a big difference. 40%? I'm just gonna check real quick. This is completely... if this is... I know it's Garmoth, not yada yada yada, right? Suck Maegu, I mean, it's all the way down here. I know this is not, like... It's a great comparison tool. For what it is, right? 100...
Hey, you got a permit for those guns?
I've got your permit right here.
I mean, this seems crazy to me. 40%? I don't think I've ever seen so big numbers. That isn't a 40%. Let me know if I'm missing something. Maybe the skills. I'm not. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm thinking as well. Closer that maybe it's the skills, but like this is Fox play. That's a shift Q, right? Claw. Let's look through the abilities. We're gonna figure this out. Sometimes it takes a little longer to go through this, but we'll try and figure it out, right? I'll try and look at the damage so I can figure out which one is which. No, okay, let's just look at the big abilities, right? Here. Heaven Sword. Is that getting buffed? What's that? That was no. It is. Yeah. This one is getting, that's your W R&B. That's getting 4% buff. Lurking Claws SF, that is getting a buff. Yeah, so this one here, I guess, can we show them? The one where you jump behind, it's not really that useful in PvE, right? But the damage is gonna be crazy. You can use it to reposition if you want to behind it. This is WRMB. It's pretty fine. Let's see what else is there. Spirit Away is that getting a buff? Is LMB. I think that one got buffed as well. I remember those numbers. Yep, this one is getting a buff as well. That's called Terrified. That's getting a 40% buff. Is LMB is getting buffed. Bristling, Shift RMB. I don't think that one's got buffed though. No, that got buffed as well. This Shift RMB got a buff. 40%. WE. That got buffed as well. That's a flower mark. Shift F. 7k. That got buffed as well. It's all of them, guys. It's literally all of the abilities. It's the entire kit. It is every single Sockmaker ability got the 40% damage. This here Shift F, that's the big, right? The big one. Shift R&B as well. Look at the numbers. 7,006 hits, right? 7,006 hits. This is insane. If I'm missing, like, I'm happy for seeing buff, but like, this gotta be too much. The Shift C skills, what are they called? Let me see if I can find them. Let's see if I can find them here. The WC, so Shift C. Okay, that's 6,500 times 3. It's right here. That's this one. Yeah. Oh, yep, this one here. That is also getting a 40% buff. It is all of them, guys. Every single PvE DPS ability in the kit is getting like 40% damage buff. Let me just check the numbers to be sure it's 40. Maybe I just did terrible math. It's 40, it's exactly 40%. Damn, my napkin math is on power. Wow. Yo, this is wild. I feel bad for Woosa now. I feel so bad for Woosa right now. Like 20% wow, okay, let's go on. Let's see what happens. Jesus. Am I back on Maegu? Yeah, I mean, maybe it's not going to be as insane as it looks, but I don't think we've ever seen those kind of numbers before. Dosa! Succession Dosa. Let's see here. Suck Dosa is pretty good as well in PvE, like relatively. Like nothing is completely horrible, but this here is getting, is that 20% again? That's 20% damage buff, okay. That's going to be 20% also. 20%? 20. I think that's more than 20. But that's a bad ability like damage anyway, so that's fine. It's like a normal damage ability. It looks like 20% for Suck Dosa. Okay. And Suck Dosa is relatively good right now. In PvE. Okay. Nothing for Awakening? Okay. Keep in mind, right? We gotta keep in mind that more patches are coming. No. They don't necessarily hate Awakening Dosa. More patches are coming with numbers. They never do all classes at once because it takes time to do them, right? So this is the first iteration of the patch, and we also know some classes are not gonna get anything because they're changing more than just numbers, right? So hold your breath, guys. I know we always doom whenever the specific class we play isn't in there getting the biggest buff every single time. More patches are coming. I will be very, very, very surprised if Awakening Dosa doesn't get anything because it deserves it. It deserves it. It's a super nice, comfy PvE class, but it fell off on the damage. And also deserves a little bit of love in PvP, to be fair. So if some of these changes that affects more than just numbers happen, right, keep it in mind. Wait with the pitchforks until they're done. Deadeye! Yeah, there we go. Deadeye buffs. Okay, PvE buffs here. Let's see. This is 10%. This is a lot more. So this is mobile firing and then bloodbath. How much is this? 20%? No, this is more. I'm gonna do math on this. It's like these numbers are too far apart. I can't napkin that. 33% damage increase. 33%. This here is going to be a 20% damage increase on. That's a big hitter. 20%. Oh, munition remains unchanged. I guess that's for the munition ammo. Okay. Bullet Storm is getting a 20% damage increase. 22% maybe. And Connery's Gift is getting a 20% damage increase as well. On the first hit. Nothing on second hit. Running gun? Okay. So, like 10%-ish for Deadeye? I'm so tagging Maegu. Anyway, that was it for the class balance. It looks like it's a very small patch today. On that, let's take a look. Ranger fixed the issue where the character will continue to rotate according to camera rotation, even after firing when chaining the spinning wind skill after specific skill. The animation effects of the Will of the Wind has been adjusted to match the actual attack range, and for Sorg fixed an issue where the completed state of the Dream of Doom skill persisted after transitioning to a non-combat state following the spell completion in certain situations. Corsair fixed an issue where the character loading animations would persist even after reaching close to the ground when using the slashing slash skill on certain terrain. And for Woosa? Changes the monster exclusive in iframe effects applied even during super armor phase when using the flesh up skill. Okay. So, oh yeah, that's the movement ability. The iframe actually works even doing super armor. Okay. Well, yeah, that was it. This gets me interesting to see what happens with the other ones. This is some relatively big numbers. Yeah. Well, we'll see more next week. Crop health stat had decreased when crops are attacked by bird, have changed before approximately 4% and after 0.25%. Yeah, thank God. A lot of people have been getting crazy times because, well, a 4% change when it's 20 hours, that's a massive amount of time. So even if you miss just a little bit, that's a ton of time to it at the end. Accordingly, for crops requiring 20 hours to grow, the time required for growth have been changed so that it does not exceed 24 hours, even when the new attack is applied at the maximum rate. Yeah. The time may increase if pruning or pest control occurs. There you go. And items. Improvement in number of exchanges for Imperial delivery orders. The exchange limit for the tokens in the integrated units have changed. So you can get 2 Imperial Seals, 2 T8s, 20 Elixirs, 20 food, 5 scrolls, 5 crafting boxes, 10 and 10. Okay. Addition of some bulk processing recipes and changes to item storage locations. Improvements have been made to allow mass production for the following items. Pro Trade Guaranteed and Florin Secret Book. And you add, I don't know what you do then. With the addition bulk, the storage location changes from the Pearl Pack to the regular bag. Storage location of the 300 scrolls will be changed from the Pearl item to the regular bag. Okay. Monster. Oh, we talked about this before here, right? We actually talked about some of the stuff we were hoping to see, and like the number one thing was adjustment to some of the mid-tier grind spots. Obviously, we need the PD reductions so bad on the Fallen Guard armors. I really hope they roll those out before the ball, but at the very least, do it during the ball. But also, some of the like mid-tier spots could take up a little bit of love between, say, Higgs and like Tongue Grit, right? So, let's see if that's what they're doing. Cities of the Dead and Highlands are designed as grind spots with difficulty levels sustainable for adventurers in the progression states. However, as the rewards were somewhat unattractive compared to the required AP and DP defense, and updates were implemented to address this issue. W. We need more Kaburs as well. Kaburs are cooked on the market. So letting people grind them themselves and get relatively good silver for it while doing it, awesome. Let's see what they're doing. Okay, number of trash items obtained when defeating the Knight of Faith and the Commander has increased. Accordingly, the acres have been changed from 6 to 9. So it is 2 to 4, 6 to 4. And the boss here is like instead of 120, it's 220 to 250. I'm just going to do so that's like 3 average and now it's 5 average. So that would be a 60% increase. Is that right? That's a 60% trash increase. Okay, let me just check how much that would roughly be. So, what is it called? Where is it even? We'll do Highlands after. It is called... Let me see. If you guys see it, let me know. Is it all the way down here? There's no way it's down here. There we go. See the... So in terms of just rough value, this is with the drop amounts. That's just with level 2 loot scrolls, right? 60% more, that would be like 400, no. 300 million more an hour? 350 million more an hour? Yeah. 1.5, yeah. Again, where is that gonna put it? Again, relative, just in relative value, it would put it up at around Gaifen under and Dikia Sulfur Mine. I mean, I guess Crescent and Augment. Okay, so we'll do like Historia, Augment, Crescent is still under Jade Starlight. Okay, let's see what else is here. And the boss here as well. The chance to obtain the essence of predation. That is the... Okay. Oh, wait a minute. It's a lot more. So essence of predation, that is the hunger's right. 20% increase. And I thought you could always drop this. Kabua relics and shards are added as a loot table as well. Okay, that might actually boost it up around the 2 bill value. Potentially. Maybe around Ash Forest. Yeah, maybe up here. Yeah, okay. This is great, especially if you're trying to go for your treasure. This might actually be good then. We don't know the drop rate yet on the Kabuas, but yeah. Kabuas are great value. For Highlands... Oh, this is over double. Easy 700, yeah, that should be easy 700. I think so too, Hippie. I think we're definitely going to be looking at like maybe the 2 bill range there. Using those numbers. Double trust value at Highlands and that's gonna be like over 700 million silver an hour more. Realistically? Or is that only the big one? Do I misread this? Power flow, killer insight has been increased. Oh, is that only the elite? Ah, come on. I don't know how much that's gonna be then. Damn, it got me excited there for a moment. Let's kill him up. Okay, so there's no saying how much that's going to be. No saying how much that's going to be in terms of per hour, right? Highlands is a good spot though. As it is right now, Highlands is it's a super solid spot. You can see it's all the way up here. The problem is it's around Higgs Sanctuary, right? The value is around Higgs Sanctuary, where it should be way higher, right? But it does drop the Kabua artifacts. So Kabua being max price and then also untaxed value, it does actually add more value to it when you look at the untaxed value. Realistically, you're gonna need the Kabuas and you can't really buy them, at least on NA. I wish it had been a bit more. Maybe it's gonna be enough, but yeah. So it should be around the same. Is that the only diff? Okay, that's not too bad then. That's not too bad. Yeah, let's see here. Improves the lantern of the common grass. Bamboo leaf army archers appear during the leave 810. Will fall into a stun state when attacked from behind while fleeing. Oh my god! Great. Stupid archers running all over the place. During the Eoxini stages, the movement speed of the tracking ember summoned when defeating the dogs will increase by 70%. Oh my... So this is when you kill the bird, right, Uruxini? In the phase where you have to go and kill the dogs and you get an orb that follows you, you need to pull it into another orb. If you just hold on W, you're going to run past it, right? You're going to leave it behind. Now, increase the speed by 70%, so you're not going to distance it and drop it as much. Great. Attack power of Idana boss's Insla, the Demon King of the Wilderness, has been reduced by 7% compared to previous levels. Fine. An issue where the name of the breath has been, of the HP bar was teleport. Okay, whatever. They should reduce the requirement for at least Mermaid. Like the gear jump requirement from Jardine to Mermaid is insane. It is crazy, and it's just way too much. They should make the bosses 350, 360, 370, 380, 390 AP requirement, and it should lower the DP rec for Enslar by like 6. And maybe then also lower I said Enslar by like 3, and then Mermaid by like 6. At least. Alright. UI base battle, image of naval have changed, and some Misc stuff here. Let's go through the list, see if there's anything useful. Issue where the Doom appearance would immediately appear when using the blessing, jump, whatever. Fix an issue where installed buildings in the construction style battle did not proceed normally after the blue battlefield. Issue where some attacks damage in a black winds was not applied. Awkward terrain representation at the water edge in Kislev. Issue where the bottle filled with seawater were changed instead of bottle filled with river water when gathering a Kuro. The rule for opening top boss tab when the boss information has been improved. Okay, description, Tuval Enhancement 9, the Black Spirit has been modified. Improvements where you can quickly check your season pass rewards in the Spirit Pass rewards. Issue where a Seika Adventure story was not progressing has been fixed. Awkward moment. The knowledge chain has been updated from the Ballista Arrow. Issue where knowledge cannot be acquired due to change previous to Ballista Arrow. Fix an issue where there was not selectable and finding by stables. Was not displayed at the world map. Location sharing pings into party members from Solar Spear has been improved to work without shift pressing. Wow, they have the tech, guys. See, and this is why we read these changes, because this should be under an actual thing. Okay, you can now regular ping. A lot of people don't know how to ping. Go into settings, add a ping. But some places you can't ping. Even with that, you need to shift and then ping. And that's the case in AOS. So now you can just click the ping and you're good. Great, about time. Description have been improved and fixed issue where movement not match starting from the second performing of dance death that suits me social action with the mid and placement mode, item placed in air, specific method. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Yeah, you don't need to shift anymore. So, first round of PvE changes, guys. These numbers are looking bigger than expected and smaller for some classes already. But hopefully we're going to see a lot more of this going forward. Let me know what you guys think so far and what you're expecting to see PA do with the class changes. Yeah, and I guess I'll see you all in the next one.